Hello and welcome to Cooking with Allergies. Today we will be making some shortbread cookies. And please subscribe to my channel, like, comment. I would really like to know your feedback. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first of all, you're going to need 1 cup of butter, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 2 cups of flour, and half a teaspoon of vanilla. So there aren't many ingredients. Shortbread is basically butter cookies. That's it. Okay, so for butter, since I'm allergic to butter, I will be using Smart Balance. It's plant-based. It's not that much fat. It's really good, actually. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, you're going to pour all the ingredients into the bowl. It doesn't matter what order you do them in, they're all going to be mixed together eventually. So, mix together all the ingredients. That is what flour will do to you. Okay, so I'm going to get a whisk, and I'm going to mix all this together so it makes little crumbles. And because the butter is harder than usual, I'm probably going to have to use my hands at some point, like right now. Butter is very hard to solidify, so I'm going to have to use my hands for this too. Once I get all the butter out of the whisk is basically useless right now. Okay, so I'm going to put the whisk aside, and I'm basically going to rub together all the ingredients with my hands. I'm just going to rub the flour into the butter between my hands, trying not to be messy with the kitchen. And once all that's combined, until you have like little crumbles, you're going to try and work all that flour into the butter. And let's see. As you can see, it's almost half done. You can see that there are little crumbles from butter and flour together, but there's still some crumbles to be mixed in. So I'm going to just rub it between my hands to mix that butter and flour together. As you can see, it's mostly crumbles, but I have to mix it a little more between my hands to get all that flour into it. Okay, so once I get all the butter and flour off my hands, you're going to get out a piece of parchment, and you're going to put the dough onto it. So let me wash my hands real quick because this is going to get messy. It already is messy. So let me just wash my hands real quick. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, you're supposed, I probably didn't forget to tell you, but make sure to set your oven to 325 degrees. Okay, so let me pull this out. This is the entire result, but when you push it together, it's going to become one dough because the butter will push into the flour. Okay, so let me get a washcloth and clean off this area a little. Pull the tape that I had down here to mark where my bowl was. I'll take care of that later. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple pieces of parchment and we'll start rolling the dough. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so you got one piece of parchment. You're going to get all the dough onto that piece of parchment. So, before you put another piece of parchment on it, I'm going to pull it closer to the thing. And I'm gonna push all the dough together so it becomes one dough, not all these crumbly bits. Okay, so got all that. Now I'm gonna get another piece of parchment. Once I wash my hands again. Shortbread is a very hands-on kind of dough. And if you have a rolling pin, you should probably get that out about now. I have a big, heavy one that isn't very used regularly, but for shortbread, it's a very good rolling pin, as you say. Okay, so I'm gonna put that parchment paper over the top of the dough. Get that little bit of dough off my hands, and you're just gonna start rolling with your rolling pin. And you don't want to push too hard because you're gonna break apart the dough. You just want to have the weight of the pin on it. Now, I'm just gonna roll it side to side until it's a little thick. You don't want it too thick, but you do want it even. So, then roll it long ways again. Try not get it off the parchment, and we'll see how we are. Okay, so if you can tell by this, it is very crumbly around the edges, but in the middle, it's pure dough. So I'm gonna get out a cookie cutter, just a regular cookie cutter. I have a ton here, so I'll just pick one. Okay, so what do I have? I have a bear or heart. I think I'll do the heart because it's more certain. Okay, so I got a heart cookie cutter. And I'm going to pull off the parchment paper. And I'm just going to cut in the middle. If you're not around the crumbly bits, just in the middle. And as you can see, you're going to want to push out the cookie cutter very gently. As you can see, you have a shortbread cookie. And as you can see by thickness, it's maybe ½ an inch or something. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that around the middle of the cookie dough. And that's basically it. And I'll show you what to do after that. What I forgot to mention is cookie dough, or shortbread cookie dough especially, it's very crumbly, so you want to be careful when you get it out of the cookie cutter. I'm gonna just place these pieces of dough, these heart-shaped pieces of dough on a piece of parchment, and these won't spread very much. So you're okay there if you want to add a few more than probably need. So these will bake for about 13 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to bake them at 14 and see how they go. I might adjust from there. I might go less time, I might go more time, depending on how they go. Okay, since there's virtually no dough, I'm basically going to split this amount of dough in half and basically roll it into little cookies and have little shortbread hand-rolled cookies like this. Okay, so I've got all the cookies rolled out, but I'm kind of in a mess right now, so I'm going to clean up a little, and then I'm going to show you how to make the icing to go on top of them for when they're done baking and cooling. And it's really good. A shortbread cookie is basically, as I said, a butter cookie. So it can handle mostly any flavor. You can use extracts, you can use pure juice, you can use anything. But it's a really good base profile for if you want another flavor in there. Okay, so for the icing, I've got some powdered sugar and lemon juice. It's very, very simple. So let me grab the whisk I had. And, okay, so you're gonna pour some powdered sugar, how much you want, into the bowl. So I want about that much. And then I'm gonna just pour some lemon juice in until I've got the consistency I want. I know this doesn't look like pure lemon juice, mostly because for some reason it's from concentrate, so it's another color, but it's still good because it's very acidic. So I'm just gonna whisk until right now it's big ball, and then I'm just gonna add lemon juice until I've got the consistency I want. So I'm gonna, actually, that's pretty much the consistency I want. I want a pretty thick icing because I don't want to slide off the cookie. So I'm gonna leave it there. I might add more later or more lemon juice later. But it's very tart and very sweet. So because of the powdered sugar, it has that sweet. Powdered sugar is basically blended sugar, so it's very fine. So, and then lemon juice is very acidic, so it has that little sweet and sour note. Okay, so I've got about 30 seconds on these cookies right here, and they are looking perfect. So let me slide the other cookies over here, grab a oven mitt, and get ready to pull them out. And there goes the timer. Now I'm gonna put these back on because there's still residual heat on the pan, and those will cook it a little longer. As you can see, they're really light brown, so I want to get that residual heat into the cookies as long as I can. So I'm going to let those sit for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to put another round of cookies on and keep going with the process over and over. And I'll show you at the end how I ice them. See you then. Okay, so the last batch of cookies have come out. I've got these on the cooling racks. These are completely cool. These are about 3/4 cool. So I'm gonna show you how to ice these, the ones that are completely cool, once I start my camera. Oh, and there goes my iPod. Okay, so I'm gonna show you on this camera. Okay, so you're gonna get your icing, and then you're basically just gonna smooth it around gently because these are very delicate. And then you're just gonna place them on the plate that you have. Okay, so it doesn't take much, but you do want to, let me see if I can show it like this. So you want to be gentle on it. You just want a little bit of icing. You don't want that much because this is very tart. Okay, so I'm going to do that for the rest of the cookies, and I'll show you what they look like after that. Okay, so I've got all the cookies iced. I'm basically done. And you are bound to have leftover icing. You can just put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it, and you can use it again. Just make sure to mark that it's lemon icing or whatever icing you're making. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel. It really does help me. It does encourage me to keep doing this. Please comment. I want to know your feedback, even your criticisms. Videoing technique, all that. I'm a beginner, and please it's really encouraging. Okay, see you next time. Bye.